Yo, Big Kids back up in the head. They telling me that Drake ready for round two. But according to Dot, you already know he said, look, ain't no round twos. You already know he said, look, ain't no round twos. So what is he talking about? We got Rapperholics giving us this video today, man. Look, I know he cooking. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
All right, Lobbies and Gentlegrams. In today's episode of Lobby and Gentleland, Sandra's sensitive slumber song singing son, the stunt double.
Hey, Sandra's sensitive son. Oh yeah, that's that triple S entendre. Yeah.
Sexy Red is slanging steak slogans, going after gambling addicts, and gaveling grand juries, justifying his lawsuits for the loss to the lyrically lethal Little Los Angeles bell-bottom bone crusher.
Damn! The Los Angeles lethal bell-bottom. Damn. And yeah, that Doc gonna put his foot in your head. You keep it up.
The cutthroat Compton Kung Fu killer crushed the Canadian defamation drizzler, driving him to duke it out in court. And as legal filings fill the future of the friendly fade, the sentiment is much different than it was during Taylor Made. But even though the Champagne Petition Padres casket has been laid, the bald and bearding belligerent.
Y'all listen to these syllables in these bars, man. Rapperholic, hey look, he living up to his name, man. It says Rapperholics for a reason. He got them bars, man. I'm telling you.
Belligerent BBL buffoon doesn't seem too afraid. He's ready for a round two of the rhyming raid. And drop a like and subscribe for the rhymes I made. Now, Lobbies and Gentlegrams, we got a lot to touch on in this video. We're going to be looking at the past, the present, and the future. There's a lot that we got to dissect here. Now, before we get into what has led up to round two and what we could expect in round two, I think it's fair to give Aubrey a little bit of advice for how to come prepared, all right? This is some advice from his fiercest competitor, the 4'5" feet whipping assassin Kung Fu Kenny. This is what he had to say after the backlash from his Control verse way back in 2013.
How you doing, dog? Hey man, how you feeling about all the comebacks lately?
Hey, is that 2T's right here? Is that him? Now 2T's got a beard, don't he? This dude big as hell. God dang, these motherfuckers.
Verse way back in 2013.
How you doing, dog? Hey man, how you feeling about all the comebacks lately from your Control verse?
You gotta try harder.
All right, man. What do you think about that Meek Mill's "Oh Kill Him"? How you feeling about that, man? You see that Jay-Z and P Diddy post? What do you think about that Instagram post they did of you?
That's the big homie.
What comment?
That's the big homie. Everybody else gotta try harder though.
We gotta try harder.
And I think this.
Hey, you see, Dot. Hey, look, Dot actually was listening to him. He took his earphone, did like that. Hey, look, that's how you know that he humble, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody else would have been like, man, get the fuck out of my face, man. I'm famous. I ain't got time to be talking to your motherfucking ass, man. Dot said, yeah, what was that? What? Oh, yeah, that's the big homie. They got to try hard. All right, you good? You got your footage? All right, go ahead somewhere now. You know what I mean?
Resonates even more today than it did back then. You know, as Kendrick said in TV Off, it's not enough. Drizzy ended round one off with possibly the most comical attempts at a diss record in history with the Heart Part 6. After surviving a brutalized beatdown so bad, he had to literally come on record and tell us that he's not Epstein, he's not a PDF. But yet, you still got guys like this defending the Heart Part 6. Let me rage bait you guys real quick with this video.
Yo, the way that Drake went at Kendrick Lamar on the Heart Part 6, he went in like a urologist and surgically dissected Kendrick Lamar's manhood. And
where should we start, y'all? Should we start with the scarf? Should we start with the scarf? Where should we start, y'all?
And every battle rapper knows this. That's why they don't ever want to talk about the Heart Part 6. And once, you know...
No, my brother. We don't talk about the Heart Part 6. Matter of fact, it ain't even called the Heart Part 6. It's called the bullshit. We don't bring that up because Drake changed his voice to two legends. He changed his voice to a legend voice that's passed away. And he's... Oh, boy. You know what? I'm going to let him live, man. I ain't got time for this shit.
Rock Nation and UMG, they coordinated attacks once they sent their checks out. You know, they just try to systematically bury the Heart Part 6. But man, what's so hard for Kendrick Lamar, this is why he will never be accepted as like the top MC, is because he had no rebuttal for that. And it's embarrassing that you, supposed to be hip-hop's top dog, West Coast savior.
Why did you say he's supposed to be hip-hop's top dog if he never going to get accepted? Why would that even come out your mouth? If he's not accepted, why would that come out your mouth?
And you had no rebuttal for that, Heart Part 6. You dropped 2 trash songs and then a trash album. Nah, I'm not going.
What Jay-Z said, do you dudes listen to music or do you skim through it? Bruh, Dot rebutted that whole joint. He rebutted the whole joint.
The album, it's alright. But after a Heart Part 6, I can never look at Kendrick Lamar the same. His manhood has been stripped from him. And the only way that he can get it back is to address the Heart Part 6. Till then, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing coming from that Kendrick Lamar camp. Because
this is the type of dude that wash clothes in the sink. He washes clothes in the sink. Yeah. He washes clothes in the sink still do it. Yeah, we had to do it growing up and put it in front of the oven and all that to dry it. We had to do that growing up. I ain't gonna lie, we used to do that growing up. But he still do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get up out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He do it now. Like,
because Drake, a student of the game, knows, like, yo, you make some accusations, I got to rebut that. So we're waiting, Kendrick Lamar. Do we got to wait 2 years, another 5 years for you to address the Heart Part 6? Or are you just going to let that slide? Because real hip-hop heads, inquiring minds, we would like to know.
I have no comment. All right, we want unbiased media here. We want both perspectives. This is the Aubrey's Angels perspective. All right. Now, Aubrey has been teasing round 2 or game 2 or gavel guzzling 2 ever since the Heart Part 6 dropped, and everyone in the world except for the guy in the video that I just showed you guys unanimously declared Kendrick victorious, and the Heart Part 6 being so bad it didn't even warrant a second response. You had him sharing posts like this on his Finsta page.
I'll put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2. We will win game 2.
Then you had Aubrey's Big Mac munching, Burger King cobbling, grimace-shaped gram guzzling, Blazer, DJ Academics, emphasizing that game 2, Drake will certainly win.
But game 2, we will win.
Game 2 chat. We having game 2 chat.
Game 2, we will win. That's a fact. If you think Drake finna abandon and forsake all them fans, you gotta realize this for the fans right here. You think he gonna let some pussy ass niggas have something over him, his legacy, and his fans? No.
You heard the Big Mac mascot. You really think Drake was gonna let Kendrick Lamar have something over him without putting up a fight, without
the Big Mac mascot
putting up a round 2? Nah. You're following through. The narrative back then was Drake in 5.
This the new thing. Drake in 5. Remember, I told you that. What's understood don't need to be explained. Y'all gonna watch it. Y'all are watching it.
Now, mind you, this was way back in August. And quickly after all this round 2 tough talk, Kendrick announced that he'd be the Super Bowl halftime performer in 2025. And very shortly after that, the only talk about another round was Academic's round body shape. Because all that tough talk about round 2 was quickly shut down when Kendrick said this.
You know there's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round 2s. Let's get it.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk. No round 2s, man.
Nah, after this, it was walkbacks and Big Macs. As Academic said, we got it all misconstrued. When Drake says he's gonna win round 2, he's not talking about no rap battle with Kendrick. He doesn't want that smoke anymore. Apparently, he's on to bigger and better things.
Maybe I've misled some of the masses. When Drake says round 2, none of that has to do with him about to be beefing with Kendrick. Oh, he wants to go again. That is not the thing. Now, I'm not here to expound not only my thoughts, but some of what I believe I know about this round 2.
What the hell is a round 2? So he need to be on round 1 if it's not about Kendrick. If it's not about Kendrick, he need to be on his round 1, whatever he talking about.
2 thing, Drake has no desire to be like, let's go bar for bar again. Let's go song for song. But round 2 got nothing.
Of course he ain't got no desire. It's been knocked up out of him. You ever been in a fight and got punched in the stomach? Or got hit in the eye with a knuckle and it just knocked it, damn, they make you throw up. It knocked the fight out you.
Nothing to do with I'm trying to battle with Kendrick Lamar again.
And keep in mind, again, this was way back in August and September. The reason I bring this up is because Drake is still talking about round 2s in the next chapters, which we're going to
Hold on. We ain't doing okay.
touch on very shortly. But let's try to understand what round 2 really means, right? Because it's pretty obvious they're not going back and forth on diss tracks again. Drake is literally suing over a diss track. I don't think he has any jurisdiction to start throwing out diss tracks of his own at this point. But from the looks of what his mouthpiece academics has been implying, and from what we've seen from both Drake and Kendrick Lamar, round 2 is really when the dust settles, you know, when the party dies, as Kendrick puts it. Where do these two who ruled at the top of hip-hop, where do they take it from here on out? Who becomes the voice of the culture? Who becomes the most commercially successful artist? What direction does hip-hop take overall? What moves do these two make to cement their legacies, not just in general, because they've already done that, but what statements do they make after the battle to show, you know, what I set out to accomplish by saying F the big 3, it's just big me, or Drake saying, you know, I get more love in the city that you're from? Round 2 is showing and proving. Round 2 is showing that we can still reign as supreme, if not more supreme than we did prior to this beef. With Drake, it's him showing, you know, this battle left no chink in my armor. My fans still love me. I still got all my fans. And for Kendrick, it's, you know, I just took down what I perceive to be a poison within the culture. I have the crown now. I'm the one dictating where the culture goes from here on out. And we're going to break it down, but really we have been witnessing round 2 ever since the Hard Part 6. We are living in the Kendrick era. And what I mean by that is, as we know, before this beef, Drake was the numbers guy. He was the king of streaming. The numbers were what...
Oh, I like that point. Ever since the Hard Part 6 is the round 2, but it's a new game. We at first we did the battle rap game. Okay, now we know you can't outbar me. Cool. But I need to take the numbers thing from you now. That's the part 2 right there. That's the round 2. So now, and Dot just won round 2. Oh, he won round 2 with the numbers. Cause he always been a numbers dude. So he had to come at, like, Dot had to come and take that too. Oh, you didn't, okay, you got numbers? Okay, all right, let me get those. Bam.
Dictated not only his success, but his legacy, his greatness. On First Person Shooter, when he's saying, you know, who the GOAT, it wasn't classic albums that could back that up. It wasn't cultural impact. It was his success on the charts. I mean, look at ever since 2015, 10 years ago, who has been the most streamed rapper of every single year.
That's the top 10 most streamed rappers each year of the last decade. 2024.
I'm assuming Drake is on this list a lot.
You might be correct. I'm
2024
not sure.
is Kendrick Lamar.
2024 is not Kendrick.
Is it Drake?
It is Drake.
Okay.
14 billion streams.
Are you going to make a point right now and just all of these are Drake?
2023.
Drake.
Drake, 17.6 billion streams. I caught you right now. I caught you in your boots. What about 2022? Is it Drake? Drake, 13.4 billion streams. What about 2023? Drake, 8.6 billion streams. What about 2020? Is it Drake? Drake, 5.6 billion. 2019, Drake Bell. No, not Drake Bell. Drake, 6.4 billion streams. 2018, Drake, 8.2 billion streams. 2017, now what I feel like is a little different. Drake, 6 billion streams. 2016, Drake, 4.7 billion streams. 2015, Drake, no, but Drake, 1.8 billion streams. That comes.
Damn. Yeah, he was on top. He was on top. Yeah. Damn.
To a total of 86.3 billion streams over the last 10 years.
He was on them head top, Crowdy. On them head top, Crowdy.
Drake has dominated cross platforms as a rapper. Yeah, so you're saying he is the GOAT of rap? I'm not saying that. You're saying. But I'm going to ask you a question. Is Drake the most popular rapper of all time? I think he's definitely the most popular rapper, maybe musician. Not musician. Ooh, I think Michael Jackson's more popular than him. But Drake has more hits than Michael Jackson. Yeah, I didn't see Kendrick Lamar at all on this list.
I mean, in this whole streaming era, right, Drake has been the first rapper to sell, and the last rapper to sell, 1 million in the first week, 900K in the first week, 800K, 700K, 6, 5, and 400K in the first week. No other rapper has done that since Drake. So to take Drake out, you really got to take out the one thing that he holds closest to his legacy, which is the numbers. And in the battle, that's exactly what Kendrick did. There's a reason why Drake is suing over Not Like Us and not Meet the Grams, right? Even though Meet the Grams was a lot more scathing, Not Like Us was the hit. Not Like Us was the one that is the longest running song in the top 10 on Billboard of this entire decade. Not Like Us was the one that everyone was singing at the Super Bowl, at the Grammys. And that's Drake's kryptonite. If he's still the numbers guy, nothing else really matters to him. So for Kendrick to win this quote-unquote round 2, it's about dismantling that kryptonite, neutralizing those superpowers, as he puts it. Round 2 is the battle on the charts, the battle on public perception of, you know, who's really running this thing right now. And it's been a close fight all throughout the entirety of 2025 so far. We're like almost a quarter into 2025, and if you take a look, this is the first year in over 10 years that Drake is not leading by a wide margin in terms of who is the most streamed rapper of the year. So far, even with an album out, he is the most streamed rapper of the year with 3.3 billion streams so far, but Kendrick is extremely close to him with 3.37 billion streams. The gap has never been closer, and Kendrick has the opportunity in over 10 years.
Damn. Travis Scott, Future, Kanye West, Tyler. Most streamed rappers of 2025 so far from on Spotify. Oh yeah, it's real close. I think Dot came and took that though, right? I think Dot came and took that.
That Drake is not leading by a wide margin in terms of who is the most streamed rapper of the year. So far, even with an album out, he is the most streamed rapper of the year with 3.3 billion streams so far, but Kendrick is extremely close to him with 3.37 billion streams. The gap has never been closer, and Kendrick has the opportunity this year to take that crown of being the highest selling rapper of the year, dismantling Drake's 10-year run at the top. But obviously round 2 isn't just about the charts, right? It's about cultural impact. It's about the moves that each artist makes this year to cement themselves as the one who really controls the rest of the decade. So let's look at the moves that both rappers have made since the Heart Part 6. You had Drake delete all of his diss tracks off of Instagram, basically try to wipe the history of the beef completely off of his timeline. He gave us about 12 songs in 2024 off of his Instagram account Plot Twist. None of them really left an impact on the charts or in the clubs, even though they were perfectly designed for the clubs. You had him make a short transition into becoming a streamer, a stake-sponsored streamer, pushing gambling addiction on the streaming community, linking up with streamers XQC and Aiden Ross on those streams, talking about rap being weird, and telling XQC to turn off his Fragile Ops music like The Weeknd or Steve Lacy. Then
that was when QC was playing The Weeknd.
He did 2 moves that, in my opinion, were actually kind of smart. First of all, he took his maple syrup mob boss persona out of America as the entire world chanted, "Not like us," and he left the Canadian cold to go to the summer sunshine of Australia.
He ain't had no choice. He said, look, he went out there promising them, look, I left y'all for 8 years. I'd never do that again. Yeah, that's the only, those places, the only place you're going to get love. Hey, look, he had to go refreshen up, revive himself. Dang, man, he wasn't getting no money over here in the States. He wasn't getting no money. Everybody disrespecting him.
To embark on a small tour and remind himself that he still loved globally. He still got fans all across the world. It was at that show where he announced that he would be completing a solo album and having a one-on-one talk with his fan base in the near future. He also walked out on stage in a sweatshirt that had bullet holes in it with smoke coming out of it, symbolizing the fact that the entire industry tried to take him down, but he's still standing. I think the idea of going over to Australia while, the Super Bowl and the Grammys were happening wasn't a bad idea. Not only did it probably distract Drake himself from everything that was going on at those events, but it also optic-wise showed the world that, he could still perform in front of these massive crowds. They'll still chant his music. It's almost
poor Stink got to go and get some love from somewhere else. Stink trying to revive himself, like, damn, you know what I mean? Little tank.
like he was living in a completely different universe in Australia where this beef never happened. Simultaneously, he took a break from rap to put the world to sleep with his Sexy Sleepy Lullaby Love Songs Party Next Door collaboration album. And while it didn't get the best reviews, think about it like this, right? If Drake put out a rap album and it was reviewed as poorly as that Party Next Door album was, it would look like he was washed. It would look like hip-hop was done with him, especially if it was a solo album and it sold as poorly as that album did. He has the excuse of saying, oh, this album was just for the ladies. It was an R&B album. It was a collaboration album with a smaller artist. Of course it wasn't going to sell as well.
So he testing the waters just in case, like, oh, okay, I see what he did. He fucked up. That's what he did. Yeah, he fucked up. Bad.
Of course, this was only for a certain segment of my fan base. He really followed Kendrick's advice when Kendrick said, I like Drake with the melodies, I don't like him when he act tough. And I think that was the right move at the right time. Take your time with the solo album, get as vulnerable as possible, give us some of your best hip-hop music that we've ever gotten from you, but again, take the time to craft that. In the meantime, distract the public with a couple hits, with a couple slow jams, shift the conversation from, did Kendrick destroy Drake at the Super Bowl to did Drake destroy his own career with this new R&B project. It was all a distraction, obviously, because he ended up canceling the rest of his Australian tour. Was it due to low ticket sales? Was it due to scheduling conflicts? We don't necessarily know, but that's where we're at with Drake for round 2 for the time being. So
I think him stomach hurt. Yeah, him stomach hurt. Yep, little boo boo. Little boo boo using the toilet, man. Nauseous. Yep. Taking that Fran. I told you about that Fran. You had to take that Fran.
So far, we'll get back to Drake shortly, but we got to talk about how Kendrick Lamar has taken a disgustingly vile lead in this race for who's going to take first place of round 2. Now, this is more of a marathon than a race, right? Because it's not a rap battle. It's who in the long term is going to cement their legacy as the clear leader of this next generation. And Kendrick Lamar has been making his case, building that brick by brick incredibly over the last few months. So let's go through that. But first, Lawbreeze and Gentlegrams, I want to tell you guys about something that, unlike Drake, a bunch of you guys have been telling me you've been, Anita Max, winning some free cash from playing mobile games. So I want to put all you guys on to something that almost seems too good to be true. All right, let me give you a little glimpse into my life. When I'm not making this content for you guys, I have a disgusting addiction to my phone. My daily screen time is higher than Drake on that album cover, higher than Snoop off the...
Yeah. If y'all interested in playing games for money, y'all go and scan that right there. Y'all interested. We're gonna go ahead and respectfully.
Description, create an account, and you could start making more than $150 just to play a game on your phone. Now, Kendrick Lamar round 2. He announces the Super Bowl in September, simultaneously declaring the party dead. All the toxicity within the culture has been wiped out with him, putting a chink in the armor of the artist who embodies all the toxic elements within hip-hop that Kendrick was discussing. Then he goes on to give us GNX, really giving a platform to a lot of lesser-known artists from his city on that project, bringing new faces into the culture. And we're going to talk about GNX shortly, because the success of that album alone relative to Drake's Sexy Sleepy Love Songs album is kind of showing you where we're headed. And of course,
Sleepy Love Songs, man.
Drake and all the OV hoes are creating conspiracies about bots pushing the success of that project. But if you want to put things in perspective,
we already debunked that. The whistleblower already came out.
Lefty Gunplay, who was featured on GNX, has been in the top 10 of the Billboard charts for more weeks in 2025 than Drake has. And that's all thanks to Kendrick. I'm forgetting some other moments. The Not Like Us music video, the pop out. Then, of course, he cements Not Like Us as being the most legendary diss track of all time, potentially winning 5 Grammy Awards, becoming the most awarded hip-hop song of all time, even one of the most awarded songs in general of all time. 5 Grammy Awards just for that one song. And there's only a short list of artists who have won that many Grammy Awards in one night. You got like Michael Jackson, Lauryn Hill, Beyonce, and Kendrick Lamar did it all from one record, just to put it into perspective. Then of course you had the Super Bowl, which was like the final nail in the coffin. And on Drake's side, you had him pushing lawsuits in hopes of getting Not Like Us restricted from being performed on that Super Bowl stage. And it's not done yet, right? Round 2 is going to continue all throughout the summer, with Drake potentially dropping his new album, which we'll touch on shortly, with Kendrick embarking on his stadium tour with SZA. We're even getting a new Kendrick movie with the creators of South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. On a side note, I might start an entire channel dedicated to analyzing different South Park episodes. Drop a comment if you guys keep up with South Park and if you would want that. And any other type of I
never looked at a round 2 like that. Now, if you looking at it like you trying to measure up their success and the longevity of it, you know what I mean? Doc gonna take it. Yeah, Doc gonna take it. Doc gonna take it, because hey, look, what he going through is that lawsuit that's gonna mess him up. It ain't like he stayed in hip hop, took his L, and just bounced back like, yo, I'm gonna just rap. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do that. So that's gonna have a crazy impact on the longevity of his success. Now, Dot, he done solidified himself with hip hop and the culture so much. It's like, bruh, it ain't gonna measure up. There's definitely gonna be an imbalance in both of their careers. Definitely gonna be an imbalance, because Dot got the culture, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could make these, round 2 theories and all of that stuff, but Dot already won. He already won. He outbarred him. He already won. But if we want to make a round 2 comparing their success from here on out, hey, We here for it all. Let them know, get the game. Hey, look, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah, we be here speculating and judging. Yeah, y'all gonna judge it. We gonna all be judging. Yep, we gonna see. But yeah, I'm gonna leave a link in the description because y'all know Rapaholics is about to cook some more. And yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.